Hi everyone, welcome to Coloring with Lori. So I thought, since I haven't been able to go live, trying to see if I can film, and that I would do this coloring tag, since several people had said I tag anybody who hasn't done it. So hi everyone, hope you're well, hope you had a good Thanksgiving, enjoying the weekend. So I'm going to get this started, because I don't know how long, I got to stand to do this, so I don't know how long I can stay on my feet, so I'm going to try to hurry. So, first of all, oldest book that I have, The World of Debbie Macomber, Come Home to Color. I used to pull my pages out, so they're not in the book, but this was the first book I bought, so I actually started on pretty good paper for my first book. But I did used to take some out of my mom's book, so like these are the very two pictures I colored in adult coloring. This is all done with Crayola pencils. Then Teresa Goodrich. See, she's the culprit for Teresa Goodrich. She got me started on her. I don't think that's... Yes. No. Probably some Jessica. This is the sketchbook guy. I forget his name. Some odds and ends. This is a little later because I was obviously using same watercolor pencils or Teresa Goodrich. Yeah, so those are my first colorings. And then the first book. And did several of these. Like I said, took them out of the book back then. Not too much detail. Tried to do little shading and adding colorings, but, you know, not too much. And this is slick paper, so I'm sure it was quite the struggle. I was impressed when I did this. I remember doing that and being real happy with my sheer curtain. Quite a long time ago. Yep, these are all done in Crayola pencil. Oop, how'd that get in there? Johanna. Then this one I actually did last year. Was following, doing a color along. So that's the first book. See? Newest book is Walden. Nope. Neuter German book. But yep, just got this one a couple weeks ago. Very excited to get started in it. It does not have great paper, so I'm not quite sure what to use on it, but we'll get there. 3, most colorful page. This, you know, I had a really hard time thinking about this, and I didn't even pick a page until I started looking at best papers, and because these books have really good, and I think the reason like my most colorful pages in here are because I mostly used alcohol markers and Inktense. So yeah, this one here is, I would have to say, my most colorful page I ever colored. Quite a few colors in there, but just this book in general, I think you know, a lot more color mixing than my average coloring. When I was looking through here, I thought I want to come back and do water on this one page with these froggies. It's pretty cute, but I had no clue how to do water, so I just didn't do water. So yeah, my most colorful page. And that's in Blissful. Uh-oh, got a broken spiral. Color It Blissful Scenes. Okay. Most relaxing book to color in. You know, I thought too hard on this one because I was thinking Small Victories because, you know, I can just grab something small and color it. But the more I thought about it, any Teresa Goodrich book. And you know I have a gazillion of them. So any of them, because they're just nice, cute, easy. And yeah, any Creative Haven Teresa Goodrich book. Pretty simple. So yeah, but Johanna Basford's Small Victory works too. Most detailed book. I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this through the years. This book has extreme detail, as does all his art. Whoever. I'm sure you can see that. Yeah, extremely detailed, kind of like a lot of the newer artists out now. I have done a couple in here. Started working on this. I do want to get back to that. I can't remember whose page inspired me on those colors, but I've watched so many people recently with the 21 these coloring confessions. But yeah, this book is extremely detailed, but beautiful, beautiful art. So that's the most detailed. Most unique style. I had to go with Eerie because I don't think there's anybody that can see an Eerie book and not know that it's Eerie. So, and I had to count this one because I thought it might be in the running for my most colored in, because she's my favorite artist, but not my favorite person to color in. I admire her stuff, but this paper I really struggle on. The Prismacolors used to work good on it, but I don't know. I believe they have changed. Well, we know they have, right? Because they've changed the names of the pencils from Stanford to, it used to be like Barrel or something. So, I don't have a whole lot colored in here, but a fair amount. And I did use some watercolor in here. I know I've used Neo 2s and Albert Durer pencils. That's definitely Neo 2s. You know, and just, that's all Neo 2s. So I wanted to try them in the back, and they don't really wrinkle the paper at all. The paper does take water pretty good. I mean, you can't drown it, but yeah. So I think I did this one last year. Oh wow, that was 2 years ago already. Holy smokes. I enjoyed this page so much. This is the one I did last year. This is probably one of the funnest pages I ever had coloring. I don't know what it was. I just really enjoyed it. Had a blast. Hated doing this one. Stopped. I'll probably never go back. Yeah. I think I would say this one is my favorite. This was a group buddy color between channels way back in the day when I didn't have a channel. This is more of a recent one too. And I didn't care for this one that I did. That one. But yeah, I think her art is definitely very unique, and also drawn with a toothpick, so that makes it even more unique. And like I said, I've thrown everything at these books except for alcohol markers, but I was going to try because I had an extra copy, but I ended up giving the extra copy to my mom. And she colored in it for a little while. Now she's not coloring anymore. Oh, I maybe should have counted pictures in here. One of my favorite all-time pictures. This was before I was dating, so I started dating my pictures in 19. A lot of them say 2022, so that's a 2022. So I know I was dating them then. It's a 2022. Guess I spent a lot of time in here in 2022. I can't even see that year. 2021. That's why I said I didn't start dating until after that. This was a color along with somebody. I have no idea who really enjoyed that. Yeah, I used to really to enjoy coloring these books. I don't know what happened. This was actually, that's all I have is the 3, but I'm sure, and I know when you look at her stuff, you can totally tell it's hers. Oh. Did I mess up order here? Oh, book that I've colored in the most. And I was actually surprised. It's Kanoko Augusta's Minuet de Bonjour. I know this is out in English version now. I have no idea what it says. I don't remember. That's a very early coloring. That's horrible. What is that? Not much detail. I just did this one too. Yep, last year I did this one. So these are 2023. Yeah, so I have, what did I say, 26 pages done in here. And that's the most pages I have done in a book. So, not very much. Especially since it's such a big book. So, look at those. Most of this is done in Prismacolors. It's all Prismacolors and polychromos. That's all that's in here. Haven't seen any Inktense or Albert Durer yet. And I don't think... Oh, yes, there is some in here. I lied. That's one of my favorite ones. And I was just learning gold. This is Albert Durer's. The window. The bricks are too. And no wrinkle in the paper from the water. I use very, very little water when I use it in my coloring books though. And these two I know are both, that's all pencil. That's all pencil. These two are both watercolor. I think they're both Neocolors. This has absolutely no pencil on it. This has very little pencil, and this is actually a black magic marker on this. That was very, very early in my coloring. I must have bought this book pretty early. Did this one last year, 2024. It's Albert Durer's in the back. And I think that was page 20. Oh no, there's my ones. My double spread I did with just all Albert Durer. Oh, I passed it up. I think the bunny is playing, or it's further back. Here it is. Did that this year. Very little pencil. I started to do pencil. I think I did it on the gate and then stopped and said I was just going to leave it the way it is. So it's all Albert Durer. Oh, can't twist. Book I haven't colored in yet. I think that's this one, right? So Worlds of Wonder, which I just bought. So... really like it. I'm really shocked I didn't buy it before. I think it's super cute. So nothing colored in there yet. Next one, book with best quality paper. I would either say the Colorates. If this was my thought process. If you use markers and watercolor paper, I would say color it. It's very thick. You can get a nice alcohol blend, markers blend. It's a little slippery, so they stay wet for a minute for you. So I wanted to show that's just all. I hope that shows up in the camera. I think so. Also, I would say for markers and watercolor, watercolor and anything else, I would say any Clara Makova book. I don't have any Hannah Carlson books, so if the paper's comparable, but I've done everything in this book. This is almost all Neocolors. There's none on here. That's all polychromos. Neocolor base, Neocolor base. I did this copying Dee Dee. Well, not copying, following Dee Dee, but she did it the opposite. Pink shoes, blue bloop. Blue bloop. It's all pencil. But yeah, you can pretty much throw anything at this paper. A little bit of wrinkle. The red comes through. I think that's with anything, really. But Yeah, really nice paper. And I think it's been compared to the Hannah Carlson. Like I said, I do not have any of her books. So if anybody knows, you could leave. I haven't colored in these books in forever. I think that's the last one I did in 2022. That's 2021. Yep, 2022. 2021. Need to get back in there. I only have the 3 of them, so I don't think there's much done in here. Figure I have my books out. I'm going to show you my finished work. You don't watch, you won't, right? Wasn't too exciting back then. Kind of simple. I'm still just starting to do backgrounds, so a little background in there. Okay. Where are we at? The book you would save in the fire. Probably this one. I would not stop to grab a book, to be honest, but if I would have to choose one, just because it's worth like $60, so I would sell it and buy a bunch of other books. Only reason why I would save it, not because I like the book that much. Like, if it was like you could only take one book, my answer would be different, but because I was losing all my other books. Okay. I think I did those backwards, guys. 9 and 10. Anyway. Okay, 11. Favorite grayscale coloring book. Okay, well, my favorite grayscale book is The Ink House. However, it's not a coloring book. So this is the coloring book. Colin Thompson grayscale. So this would be my favorite grayscale coloring book, because it's a coloring book. And I used to have a lot of fun doing stuff like this, but my mother doesn't like it, and I like to color things that she enjoys looking at. I really want to finish that, because it makes me happy to make her happy. So I kind of stopped doing weird stuff like this in the Kirby books, and ooh, that's a mess, huh? So yeah, that's my favorite grayscale coloring book, but this is my favorite grayscale book, which I have turned into a coloring book. If you watch my channel, you know I've got a couple posted, had a couple color alongs in here. The other, let's see, is it me and Coloring View did this one together, I believe? Sure. Or no, me and View did this one. We might have done that other one too. I think we did too. Coloring with Amy. Amy Travels, Colors, and Crafts. So I did that one with. Sorry, Amy. This was another one with Amy and possibly View. And this is, I just had that one. Oh, don't look at that. Playing with Distress Inks. That didn't go well. So, favorite grayscales. Book that intimidates me the most. Had a hard time thinking about it once I saw this book. No problem. I don't even want to color in this book. It intimidates me. And it is a grayscale, and I think that's why it intimidates me. Probably the ugliest page I've ever colored. This was supposed to be a color along, but I've totally forfeited that. I apologize. Yeah, I'm just not... I love the pictures. I love the art, but I can't see it. I can't figure it out. Nope. Too intimidating. So that was the most intimidating. Okay. Book you'd want to finish one day. I have a lot of books that I would want to finish one day, including animals, because this is one that I started doing in a row. I don't really like this kind of art anymore, though, so it's kind of off the list, but this was a plan. I was doing Neocolor pencil and gel pens for the little flowers. And you know what's funny? These were all sparkly gel pens, and there's no more sparkle, so think about that when you're buying and using your sparkly gel pens. It is all gone. 10 years old. No sparkles, so I guess that's why a lot of people fix everything. I love that, but I need to put some nice shade of blue back there. It would look beautiful. That in there. But yeah, maybe again, I might come back to it, because again, this is something my mom doesn't like. So, currently, as you know, trying to finish Home Sweet Home. So, have, what do I have done now? I think I just finished page 20. Didn't even start 21. So, it's 11 more pages to go. So, that's the current one to try and finish. Maybe someday get back to animals. I should have brought something to drink over here. Best book for practicing new techniques. Well, even though my book fell to pieces, I would recommend any Kirby Roseanne's book, because it will pretty much take anything except for alcohol markers. Now, I got this book in 2017 and watched Dee Dee Willingham kind of faithfully while she went through Kirby's books. A lot of this is done, there's solid acrylic backgrounds, acrylic washes, and Prismacolor pencils. And if you watch Dee Dee, you know that's how she does everything. And all of this is just pretty much using up the paint that I bought, because I wasn't going to paint anymore. This I started doing with metallic pencils, which I really like the way this looks, and gel pens. They were glittery. They're not anymore. But, yeah, way too much work for me. And, yeah, so I just, you can kind of, you know, there's water, there's paint, there's ink, blood, sweat, tears, watercolor markers. Yeah, so you can definitely experiment in this book. Oh, did I actually finish one? That looks done. Not bad. But, yep. Oh, that's done too. But yeah, I think they're great for experimenting. I don't particularly, not a huge fan of him so much anymore. But yeah, paper quality is good for doing a lot of different kind of techniques. Most affordable, but great quality book. I would have to say Maria Troll. I was looking up her books. Her books are from $10 to $15. They always have, oh, I would say 90 pages or so. You know, they're really big. Look at all these pages. So, that's a lot of pages in a book. And for $10, again, I don't have Hannah Carlson books, but, you know, pencils lay down nice. This is watercolor. This is Albert Duer's. This is watercolor. This is gel paint, glitter paint. I believe they all have the same paper. You know, nice and thick. It is a little wrinkly from the water. That one's got water on it, so that is a little wrinkly. Pencils. Very bright. So yeah, definitely good quality books. And she has a gazillion of them. I think the newer ones, when they come out, they might run like $18, $19, but these that I have a whip going here. These that I have here were all going for like $10, $11. So, yeah, so anything Maria Trolle, however you pronounce it, I think that's very affordable and good paper. That was part of the question, so. Book recommended for beginners. I also went back and forth with this one, and I was going to just say, like, any, you know, look at Creative Haven books. They're cheap, and I would still recommend those. Huge variety, especially with Teresa Goodrich, easy to color. But when I was looking through this one, I thought, you know what, it's small. It's not, you know, it's not intimidating. There's also small pictures in here, bold, dark lines, little things you can pick out to try to learn. I know when I was first starting to color, I really enjoyed small objects so that I could, you know, practice shading and things like that. And I think something like this is not intimidating for a beginner. We can practice some flowers, we can practice some bricks, you know, we have an animal. So, and it's cutesy, so I think it would spark interest. Get a little taste of everything, food, you know, so I think it would be really nice for beginners. The only thing I didn't look at was, it also takes mediums pretty good. And these little things, like I said, I think those are always good when you're a beginner. The only thing I didn't look at was the price that they were going for a beginning person. But still, again, Creative Haven is always a good choice if you don't like the Zentangle style. Okay. A book that sparks my creativity. This was really hard because nothing really sparks my creativity. I don't really feel I have creativity. I ended up pulling up this one just because I think this was the first book I ever tried to do marker in. So, and play with skin, do a couple different, you know, skin tones, ghouly skin tones, skulls, ghouly skin tones, and play with markers, pastels, another skin tone, and eyes. I never did eyes before, so I was experimenting with eyes in here, which I think some of my eyes just came out great. I don't know, did she get good eyes? Really like her hair. Oops, sorry about that. Wait till that stops wiggling. So experimented, and you know, I don't really enjoy. That was just I left spooky people, but yeah, that was pushing it for me. So I feel that was creative because I don't do people, and I got creative with the people. Okay, most nostalgic or childhood inspired. Well, I have 2 Disney books, so I guess those would be the ones. This one I bought with no intentions on ever coloring in it. However, my mom did cut a few out in color. So these are colored by my mom. Oh, that's cute. And I didn't do too much in the Disney too. Both of these are pretty intense. This is really a cute book, but that's really nice. Oh, that's cute for Christmas. Maybe it will get colored in. We'll keep that to the side. And then this one is very childhood because, you know, it's all the originals. Only did one. No, I did 2. Wait. I think I did the castle. Maybe? Oh, I was starting a castle. Just did one. Oh, you know what? I did do something else. I remember the, doing the house, but that's okay. Oh, started this one. Oh, that's bad. No wonder I didn't finish. She looks pretty good, though. So, yeah, most, childhood memories are nostalgic. Book with most variety in pages. Had a really hard time with this. I settled on Rooms of Wonder because it says book with most variety in pages. So I took that as types of things to color and not what kinds of things to color. Say, not verse. It has people, flowers, food, houses, more so what kind of things to color, as in rooms, individual little things, little scenes, full room scenes, mandalas or mandalas, wallpaper pages, 2-page spread wallpaper pages, sceneries, scenes, other kinds of mandalas, again, shelves. And then it does have a variety of things. We do have some underwater stuff, office and could see furniture, foods, a little bit of galaxy, more foods, but there's no people, you know, dinosaurs, no animals really, turtle, dinosaurs, and bees. But, you know, as far as like variety, there is quite a bit as far as type of pages and things to color. Just like I said, if it was like variety of other things, I don't know if I have a book like that would I saw a lot of people pick the Hannah Carlson because she does have portraits and things like that. So this was a buddy color with Amy Travels Colors and Crafts. Yeah, so that's why I picked that for the variety in pages. Oh, I was paying attention to that wording. Seasonal favorite. I don't really think I have many seasonal books, but it would be Leon's Journey. And we all know this book, but, you know, it's got every collection, every season. So we do winter, and then you had all your winter pages. So each one is all categorized. Autumn collection, and then those pages. So, summer collection, which is, I did this page and the front page, and that's about it. Ooh, I hope I was in frame. I just caught a glimpse that I wasn't in frame. This book has a lot of variety too, also, as with the Rooms of Wonder, so it could fall in that category too, but I wanted to use it for seasons. So, definitely a good seasons book. Definitely. Most whimsical or fun book. All of my books are pretty much whimsical, as you can see, but I picked the gnomes because my mom colored that one. Gnomes are pretty, you know, gnomey. I colored that one last year, 2024. That could have been my most colorful page too, huh? Forgot all about that. That would have been a good one. Maybe I should swap. Cupcakes or gnomes. Yeah, that's pretty colorful. Missed that when I first went through this book, because I haven't colored in here very much, but, you know, hey, birds hanging out with grumpy faces, and, you know, gnomes walking around and building cities, and reading on a bookshelf, watering the big lawn. There's a couple in here that are really funny. When I color in this book, I have my mom pick the picture because she thinks this book is so funny. So, I know I'm going shopping. This is an older one, 2020. Yeah, so I must have started dating in 2020. That's the earliest date that I've seen. So anything that doesn't have a date, anything prior to that. And I started coloring in a little bit in 2014 while I was still working. Like I said, not too much at all. 2015 was when I really got sick and dove in. Okay. That one's so cute. Mike always looks at this one and says that's him. So that's Mike, guys. He didn't have a belly when he said that, but he did now. I did a color along with this one with Sammy. I can't remember her channel, Sammy Colors or something. She, way back when, she doesn't record anymore. I really like this one. I see this is watercolor. Oops. Oh, I got a mark in there. See, I want to do the Scooby Bus. That's it's actually, it says no mobile, but they're little gnomes dancing. Yeah, so I think that's a very fun and whimsical book. Out of all the ones I have, it was hard to choose. You know, like I said, you can see my style is very whimsical. Most realistic. Fragile World for animals and nature, definitely. There's a couple in here that are not, that have things. I'm sorry about the ums. I try really hard not to do that, but I'm getting a little sore. I only got one more book to go. You know, like this one's got the mountains growing out of his back, so that's obviously not. And then I think there is, yeah, he's got something on him, so that's not very realistic. I noticed 3 pages. Oh, there's a 4th one. Kind of in the... I wonder if he made them for worlds within the worlds and they got put in this book because he needed to publish this one. This one, turning into a tree. So some of them aren't so realistic. The elephant with the things come out, he's not done yet. He's just based in Practicing Distress Inks, that's when I first got them. Did them on him, and my frogs over here, they're coming. This one I stopped because this tree branch threw me over here, and I thought he had 5 arms, but it's actually a branch, so I gotta work that in and change that color real good. But someday, yeah, my froggies. This I did this year, April of this year. I think when I first started my channel. So that is the most realistic for like nature inspired realism, which was kind of the question. Book I have ignored the longest and is Uncolored, and that would absolutely be the look. And look, it's still wrapped in its plastic, never even took it out. But my mom had a copy too. She tears her pages out, so it's not a full copy. You don't see this book around much anymore. This could also go into the realistic because it is very realistic. Oh, there's a piece she tried coloring. But it's all, she took out that front page, did she? Okay, so she must have been going in a row, maybe? No, because I know she took out a page in the back. Yeah. So yeah, it's just people kind of in the environment, and when you get into it a little bit further, then it says where you are. Let's see, I'm in frame London, you know, and they give you a few pages. So if you're into this kind of thing, closing design, it's a really nice book. I thought that I would enjoy it, but I probably should have put this for my most intimidating book, huh? Since I won't even touch it. I haven't even tried. But now that I have this one down here, I might play in here because I have a spare, and who cares, right? But I would love to practice with, really like that one. Nice and simple. Dee Dee worked in this book a lot. I believe this is one that she did, which I would like to do. And she did one facing, like maybe if I started with something simple, facing in the other directions and wearing blue jeans, so it looks like my mom might have got that one too. This really feels like there's 2 pages there. I wonder if she did like me and glued them together. There we go. Oh, she's super cute. Maybe I could start with her. That one would be easy too. I wouldn't have to do any skin, huh? I know I'm falling out of frame because my pile of books is in my way over here on the left. I'm sorry, but I thought I'd run this through because I have not seen anybody coloring this in the new group. But yeah, okay. So yeah, the look has definitely been off the shelf, on the shelf for a long time. Anyway, guys, I'm trying really hard to get back to lives. I'm sorry if you're missing me. If you're not, I'm sorry you're not. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope to see you real soon. I'm hoping for this Friday, and possibly maybe Saturday might be a better time. If you have a preference of Friday or Saturday nights, let me know down in the comments. Let me know how you like the video. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.